Hello, my creative friends. Welcome back to another episode of Create Today with Beth Buffington. It's the holidays, so I want to do a little celebrating and reminiscing with you about our creativity. By the end of the year, it's a convenient time to just look back and say, wow, look at what happened. And look what I accomplished. No matter what your year provided you. Today, we're going to give ourselves a pat on the back to say, well, I'm kind of amazing. You worked hard this year, so good on you. And in celebration of the season, let's turn our creative eyes and look to our past, our present, and peer into the future to ponder where we would like to journey next with our creativity. Welcome to the BDI Create Today podcast. This is a podcast where we uncover and discover the who, what, where, when, why, and how you can be creative or have more creativity. And together we'll explore the extraordinary impact creativity can have in your life, in heart, mind, body, and soul. And if we haven't met yet, I'm Beth Buffington, a licensed artist, digital illustration instructor, and a creative coach living just outside of the Windy City, Chicago. But mostly, I'm someone who is curious about how creativity can weave its way into nearly everything in our lives. Each week, we are going to look at one or more of the sparkly facets that make up the ever-changing kaleidoscope that is creativity. Since this is the holiday season, allow me to explain a special seasonal theme for today's episode. Every Christmas, I can remember I've seen movies or I've watched television shows that have used the Charles Dickens story, A Christmas Carol, you know, the tale of Scrooge, to illustrate the past, the present, and the future of whatever person the story or the movie or the TV show was revolving around. And I did a little research and I was amused with how many shows I found that used the Scrooge formula during the holidays. And here's just a few from the list that I made. The Simpsons. They did an episode called Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire that aired in 1989. Doctor Who. Doctor Who did an episode called A Christmas Carol that aired in 2010 as their Christmas special. The Flintstones did a holiday special in 1994 that was called A Flintstone Christmas Carol. Of course, Mickey Mouse had to do something, right? So Mickey's Christmas Carol premiered in 1983 as an animated TV special. Who remembers the television sitcom called Family Ties? In 1983, A Keaton Christmas Carol aired season 2, episode 9. The Muppets. Oh, here's a classic. The Muppet Christmas Carol was released as a film in 1992, and it's often aired on television during the holidays. I think you can still find it like on Amazon Prime or Netflix every year. Blackadder. I know I have lots of friends who are Blackadder fans. Blackadder had Blackadder's Christmas Carol that aired in 1988 as a Christmas special. My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, had an episode called A Hearthwarming Tale that aired in 2016. And the Golden Girls had an episode called 'Twas the Nightmare Before Christmas, and it aired in 1986. Now, two of my favorite holiday movies that I will rewatch this year also revolve around the theme of Scrooge. Spirited is on Apple TV, and it is an amazing musical with Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds. It is a very clever retelling of the classic Scrooge story that is fresh and fun, and the music and the dancing Oh, it will just plain make your heart happy. And a movie that I found last year when I sat down to wrap presents for Christmas was called The Man Who Invented Christmas. I think I found it on Amazon Prime. This is a wonderful movie about the story behind the story of A Christmas Carol. And it chronicles the life of Charles Dickens during the crazy quick weeks when Dickens was frantically writing a story that had to make money. While he was thinking about this story, the characters in A Christmas Carol came to life in his imagination. And while this was happening in his head, his own family drama was getting louder and louder and jostling and competing with the precious hours that he had to write. And this deadline was super important because he had banknotes that were coming due. The resulting masterpiece, of course, was his holiday classic, A Christmas Carol. Now, I doubt there are many of you out there who are thinking, Beth, who is this Scrooge person you speak of? Anyone? If you don't know of Scrooge, let me know. Although I have to say, I actually worked at a home decor company years ago and discovered that the president of the company did not know what humbug meant. We were asked to pull a plaque that had a sentiment that said humbug on it because, as he said, no one would understand what that meant. So I guess there are a few uninformed Scrooge folks out there. Now, if you happen to be one of them, I suggest you watch The Muppet Christmas Carol. It's a lovely rendition of the classic story, and it's adorably poignant and hilarious at the same time. Now, with the story of Scrooge comes, of course, the three ghosts that visit him on Christmas Eve: the ghost of Christmas past, the ghost of Christmas present, and the ghost of Christmas yet to come. And the ghosts come on Christmas Eve to visit Scrooge to point out that although he wasn't on the right path, that he actually had the capability of being a totally amazing human being. Since this is Create Today, let's focus on, of course, our creativity. So during this episode, I want to do a little reviewing of our past year and then take stock in who and where we are right now creatively. And then I want to look into the future and ponder where we are going creatively and who we could be a year from today. I want us to realize that no matter where we've been in the past, we have amazing capabilities and potential within ourselves. So settle in, my dear friend. Get a warm cup of something festive and holiday like, and let's prepare for a spirited exploration of our creativity past, our creativity present, and our creativity yet to come. Ooh, what is that? Do I hear a knocking on my studio door? Look, it is a visit from our first spirit, the spirit of creativity past. Now, my friend, I'm assuming that you are listening to this podcast today because you have a real and abiding interest in your creativity. Can you remember the first time you ever felt creative? Can you remember your first creative project? What made you feel creative for the first time? And what has brought you back to the creative table time and time and time again? Now, the pendulum of life is constantly swinging back and forth, back and forth. And I'm sure that during the year, you have felt some ups and some downs as your pendulum has been swinging back and forth throughout your year. Now, your creative pendulum is swinging on a different path at a different speed from anyone else in the entire world. So, No matter how the year 2024 has unfolded for you, let's take a moment to smile at our efforts and our achievements and the lessons we've learned in projects, tasks, goals that maybe didn't unfold or go quite as we expected. Sometimes that's hard to do. So I want us to look at the spirit of creativity past through two different lenses. First, let's look through a microscope and let's look at tiny things. My friend, our days, our weeks, our months during a year are spent completing countless tiny tasks that blend like a watercolor wash as the year unfolds. And many of these small tasks and projects, well, they're really clever. They're amazingly creative and they're authentic to your unique fingerprint. But we often forget to stop and celebrate these tiny tasks or small projects. So let's take a moment to applaud ourselves. Yeah, go you for small things that we've done, small things that we've discovered, small things we've created, and the small things we've accomplished that did not get accolades that they might have deserved. As an example, I'm going to share a few things that I saw in my microscope for myself. First, I found time in the evenings to sketch. I realized that I get so busy during the day that it's quite often difficult for me to do my own creativity. And I decided that evening sketching was going to be my thing. I didn't get to sketch every night, but I sketched a lot of nights. And as a result, my portfolio is a little larger. And here's number two. I started adding morning workouts to my schedule. I every day think, okay, I'm going to work out today. But quite often I would see the day getting away from me and the workout didn't happen. So I realized that if I exercised in the morning, I would feel good all day long because of that energy that I started my day with. I wasn't great at having morning workouts every day, but I started to have more morning workouts, and those things have been good for me. Number three, I actually took vacations this year. Tom and I took time out and planned vacations, and I actually had my toes in the sand on two different beaches this year. It was amazing. Number four, so this past year, I concentrated on doing more singing. So I sang in a choir that actually had two concerts. I've been singing in a band that sings on a regular basis. And I did a little musical community theater this fall. And that was a lot of fun. Singing, there was a little bit of creative excitement that has just made me feel so much more complete this year because I allowed myself to concentrate on another creative passion that I love. Now, none of these Atta Girl tributes that I just listed are earth shattering achievements. And I tell you what, I wasn't perfect at getting any of these things accomplished, but I worked at them and I'm better at getting them done. And I'm a better person because I worked at them this year. So I want you to think on this for yourself. What small things did you do for yourself this past year? Make a list of tiny tributes to celebrate the small things that you accomplished this past year. Now let's look through a larger lens with the spirit of creativity past. I want you to think on this fact. Typically, we only sit down to list our achievements and incredible talents when we have to write a resume to convince possible employers that we are the perfect fit for a job. Then, and pretty much only then, do we take time to ponder and create this positive list of amazing things that we've studied, our past experiences, collective wisdom, and all the things we've accomplished and how we accomplish them. But that resume of goodness and talent, well, that list often evaporates from our memory when we're faced with new challenges that are difficult, or we feel vulnerable when something doesn't go as well as expected. Instead, we tend to run to this list of negative features that we've made that runs like a video billboard in our head. I don't think any of us have ever written all of these things down, but we have them memorized and we can get them out like that. It's a proven fact that we as humans tend to reminisce about negative experiences more than positive achievements. Actually, my friend, we should write and update our resume to ourselves often to remind us how valuable we are, because we spend way too much time thinking about, conjuring up, and pointing at our faults and flaws and what we perceive to be a failing. Actually, to be better creatives, we need to remind ourselves that we've done great things. And it's because of these accomplishments that we've done in our past that we are truly capable of doing additional creative greatness. When we concentrate on our past talents and achievements instead of the negative, that's when we find solid ground and traction to help us locate our path and then stay on track towards the goals our passion is calling us to achieve. So here's my challenge for you today. Write a resume to yourself. You are the perfect fit for the goals that you want to achieve. When you're feeling a bit trampled down by life, pull out your resume and remind yourself of your worth. So homework, my friend, write that resume or update that resume and impress yourself by reading it often to remember that you are pretty amazing. And now for a word from our sponsor. And that's me. The holidays, my friend, they're just around the corner. So do something you love for yourself. Gift yourself a little something, something. Learn to draw on your iPad with Procreate, but do it festively. Sign up for the super fun December workshop where we're going to learn to draw delicious Christmas cookies and then prepare them to be printed as gift tags to use for all the presents you'll be wrapping this holiday season. There are so many great reasons you'll love this workshop. So hop on over to www.bdi-create.today and under menu up at the top right, choose events. And you can also find a live link to register for the workshop here in the show notes. So come and join me for a delicious event. It's calorie-free and it's a wonderful way to have some fun while you learn how easy it is to create with Procreate. I cannot wait to mix up some delicious cookies with you as we create today together. Ooh, what do you hear? Do you hear another knocking? Another spirit knocking at my studio door? I do. I hear it. I'm letting in the spirit of creativity present. Let's find out what this beautiful creative spirit has to share with us. There are so many sparkly facets to explore about our present creativity. It's like a shiny gem, so pretty, especially the creative that we are right now, today. But the spirit of creativity present, well, they're here today to lead us on a realization about two facets of your sparkly creativity that will teach some insight about creativity that you might not have ever considered. First, let's think about your creativity, and I want you to ponder this question. What are you guarding? Do you have art that only your eyes have seen? Why are you guarding it? Have you guarded your time and kept time away from allowing yourself to do your creativity because other commitments were more important? family, work, friends? Are you guarding yourself from participating in creative events? Have you kept yourself away from people and places where you could find others who can help you grow your creativity or with whom you could share your creativity? So, what are you guarding? And my friend, what are you guarding yourself from? Is it artwork that you're nervous about releasing to the world? You're afraid of critiques? Is it time that you haven't given yourself permission to schedule, to actually allow yourself to be creative? Is it a skill that you need to fine tune, but you're nervous about learning something new? What are you guarding yourself from? When we hide our creativity, it's often because we are worried about rejection, what others might say. We are nervous about going to new places, meeting new people, or learning new things. And when we stop safeguarding our creativity, we find our true potential. We discover it's okay to share our message and it's okay to share our authenticity to the people who need us. We realize that it's exciting to participate in creative activities that will expand our minds, our talents, and our capabilities. So, my friend, what are you guarding? And here's the second sparkly facet that the spirit of creativity present wants to point out today. What are you dreaming about? What is the dream you have for your creativity? I want you to name it. And now that you've thought about it, it's time to take your dream and turn it into a goal. A goal, my friend, is just a dream that became a plan. A dream is saying, one day I will, dot, dot, dot. When you have a goal, instead of saying one day, you will say, today is day one. Whatever you can dream, you can do, but you have to begin and you must have a plan and then you must do the work. Yeah, you do. So to begin, give yourself a little boost, get a little risky, flip on the what the hell, let's do this switch. Be bold. Be aware that when you begin something new, when you try something for the first time, you're going to feel a little awkward, a little unsure. You're going to be nervous. Hello, imposter syndrome. But my friend, I want you to literally take this feeling and hold it and recognize what it feels like. And then when you have recognized this feeling, the next time you feel this awkward, heart pounding, butterfly in the stomach feeling, let yourself get excited because this feeling is your cue to say that you're moving your dreams to your goals and your goals to plans. And you're making that first step or that next step to where you want to go. There's genius and power and motivation for the creatives who harness this feeling of newness that might feel a little frightening. Not being afraid to be nervous or get scared will help you move your dream to a goal and then create the plans for that goal so that you can make your dream come true. Oh, wait, what's that? Do I hear another tap at the studio door? I do. Let's meet our last spirit, the spirit of creativity yet to come. Often, when we are coming to the end of the year and we're getting ready to start a new year, we make resolutions about how this year will be different. But today, instead of thinking of resolutions for our new year, because resolutions can easily lock you in place or they can make you feel failure when you can't keep them or keep up with them. I want you to look at what can help you stay on track as you follow your plans to reach the goal that used to be a dream. Today, the spirit of creativity yet to come is here to help release you from things that could keep you stuck or paralyzed with indecision as this next year begins to unfold. Number one, I'm not ready yet. Does that sound familiar? If so, let me ask you this. Have you had a temptation to start whatever it is you've been dreaming about? If you've ever been tempted, then my friend, you actually are ready to take that first step or that next step. It doesn't have to be a giant leap. You don't have to run a marathon tomorrow. It can be a tiny step. Movement is progress. So just strap on those shoes and get out the door. This year, tell yourself, I'm going to change. I'm not ready yet to I am ready. Let's go. Here's number two. Have you ever thought to yourself, I'm not good enough? Has your inner critic whispered, you're not good enough? Or worse, has your inner critic shouted this at you? You're not good enough. Do you find yourself scrolling on Instagram looking at what seems like artists who have it all together, making art, selling art, living that perfect life? And scrolling through social media is making you feel less than. And the more you scroll, the more you think, I am not good enough. I'm here to tell you that every single person feels inadequate at times. It's part of being human. But it's the creative who pushes those feelings aside, who can hush their inner critic, that finds success. So be the creative who turns down the volume on negative thoughts. Don't compare yourself to others. Turn off that social media if it gets you down, because you want to keep moving forward on your path to reach the people who want and need your message. Again, we all feel inadequate at times. But just because we feel I'm not good enough doesn't mean that it is true. Let me say that again. Just because you feel it doesn't mean it's true. It's absolutely okay to hush those negative voices. Shh. And when you do hush those voices, my friend, you're going to feel cleaner and shinier, because when you're not shouldering the burden of whispered or shouted negativity, it will be easier for you to skip down your path of plans to reach the goal that is your dream. Number three, have you ever said this to yourself? I will do that, but first I need to dot, dot, dot. Are you not moving forward with your dreams, your goals, and plans because of a thing or because of a list of things like, first, I need to get the kids out of the house, quit my job, retire from my job, take another class to learn, fill in the blank? Or do you think, first, I need a portfolio, a website, more space, more supplies, a bigger social media following? What is your list? The words, first, I need dot, dot, dot. It's keeping you paralyzed and overwhelmed with what you think you don't have. And that is keeping you stuck. It is keeping you from releasing your work. And it's hiding your creative potential behind a need for more credentials or more equipment, more time, more supplies, more notoriety, whatever. Remember that first steps do not need to be giant leaps. So just get moving, just get started. That is what is vital. When you realize that progress can be made before you have all the things you've put on your list, you will find the door to your goals, and you'll find that that door opens easily, and that you can get on your path of plans and get moving towards your dream. Number four, this one is similar to first I need to, but this one is more about time. You're going to find yourself mired down when you let yourself think, I will do that when, dot, dot, dot. I'll do that when the kids are napping. I'll do that when the kids are in school or when they're grown. I'll do that when I have more time, when summer comes, when it's morning. Oh, no, when it's evening. I'll do that when I retire. My friend, you actually do not need to wait for whenever because no time is ever going to be perfect. There will always be an obstacle in your way because that's life. But there is always something you can do now, even if it is small, that will let you move forward because small things add up to big things. A snowflake can turn into a snowball and then into an avalanche. It's entirely up to you when you choose to do anything or nothing. Yep, entirely up to you. And when you think, I'll do that when, often that when day never comes unless you take the when out and you just say, I'll do that today. When you move a dream to a goal that becomes a plan, that means that you erase the when and you make a schedule and you set some deadlines and then you've set sail. Flexibility will be the key to reaching your chosen destination. So look for the silver lining. Keep your glass half full. Learn from what doesn't work. Find the things that were successful, even if they were just a little successful, because you can build on the small stuff. But you can't reach goals if you stay hidden behind excuses that keep you paralyzed from taking that next step. So, we've just met with your spirit of creativity past, your spirit of creativity present, and your spirit of creativity yet to come. But my friend, I'm not done meeting creative spirits yet. No, we have one more exciting spirit to meet today. I want you to think again about your creative dream. Again, name it. Say the name out loud. What will be happening when you get there? Who will you be? What will you be creating? Now, I want you, the creative you are right now, today, I want that creative to meet the creative you've just named in your dream, the creative you are dreaming of becoming. Think of that person and imagine your creative self yet to come and you, that sparkly, beautiful creative that you are in the present. Imagine these two creative spirits meeting to have coffee together. You, beautiful creative today, and you, the creative that has met your full potential, meeting together for coffee. What question do you want to ask of your future creative self? And then, what do you think your future creative self will reply as an answer to your question? Imagine the lively conversation you two can have. Imagine the advice you'll share back and forth. I think if we use the story of A Christmas Carol correctly, this is a cautionary tale that allows us to learn from our past, appreciate our present self, and then plan and look forward to our future. So imagining yourself meeting and learning from the you, the creative who has realized your full potential, that is a glass half full perspective. So let's learn from the spirits that we've visited today. Each of these spirits bring a unique wisdom to the creative table. I hope you've realized that your creativity is unique. And as you name your dream and you set your goals and you make your plans for this year, use the wisdom from these three spirits to fortify you with confidence about who you have been, who you are now, and the creative you are yet to become. Take these 3 spirits with you to help you be braver and bolder in this new year. And remember, you're not alone. Let your creative spirits guide you and help you take the steps that will move your dream to a goal, to plans, to reality. Imagine what you will create today, tomorrow, and next year with the knowledge you've collected from these 3 creative spirits today. No matter where your dreams take you, I know in my heart that you will stay creative. Happy holidays, my friend. And now let's take a little break from our sponsor. And as you know, that would be me. If you loved today's creative conversation and you're craving to discover your own Procreate knowledge, consider learning more about this powerful illustration software, Procreate. Inside Create.today, you are going to find tutorials, guides, and online courses that will perfectly fit where you should go next with your Procreate adventure. If you really want to understand Procreate, register today for Learn the Art of Procreate. Inside my online course, you'll enjoy fun and easy to learn lessons. You'll learn Procreate from the basic tools to the advanced techniques. And if you'd like to not only learn Procreate, but also figure out how you can harness all this digital knowledge to move forward with your creative business or a creative side hustle, consider joining the Create.today membership. Inside the membership, you'll be able to map your next best step to the goals that will take you to your chosen creative destination. And if you're not sure what your next right step should be, consider setting up a free consultation with me, and we can determine the resources that would be best for the season of creativity that you're in right now. Are you ready to make your next right step? Go to www.bdi-create.today and you can find the resources, the workshops, the tutorials, the online courses, or the consultation that you need to set your creativity on fire, whatever or wherever you decide to proceed with your creativity. Just remember to stay creative, my friend.